Hello, dear friends. Welcome from Üsküdar University. Welcome to the new program, the new TV program From the World to Üsküdar. In this program, we are going to host some of our students, discuss with them their past, their future, and their current life in Üsküdar University, asking them about some of the important points like the education and other issues in Turkey. And today we are going to host in the first audition Miss Zeynep Lashem from Tunisia. Hello, how are you, Zeynep? Nice to host you.
Yeah,
nice to host
thank you very much.
I'm so glad that you are my first guest.
Me too, me too. It's an honor.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, Zeynep, please give us a little bit information about yourself.
Well, my name is Zeynep Lashem. Let's start by that. I'm a Tunisian student at Üsküdar University, where I study chemical and biological engineering. What else can I add?
Okay, you are from Tunisia?
Yes.
Okay, and tell us about yourself, your personal, for example, hobbies, your education, your...
Well, I have studied all my life in French school. So my courses since kindergarten has been in the French system, which has been pretty interesting in a way. It was very, the studies are very broad and it gives you a broader vision about the world. As for the hobbies, I sing and I paint. Perfect.
Yeah. Perfect. So you said you studied with the French system. So that was in the French language as well?
Yeah.
Which means you have a proficiency in the French language?
Yes.
And so far as I can see, your English is also really very advanced?
Yeah, I am bilingual actually in English and French. So French is the first language that I have learned, as far as I remember. So I was probably speaking a little bit of Tunisian until 2, but then I learned, my mom taught me French and automatically switched to French.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it's very funny when sometimes people ask me what is my mother language, because I actually don't know. You know, it's supposed to be Arabic since I'm Tunisian, but it actually isn't.
Yeah, because of the education.
It's French.
I see.
And then I learned English like 1 or 2 years later. So after starting to learn French, I was probably around 5, which has the advantage now of me speaking nearly like a native speaker.
Good. And the French system in the elementary, secondary, and high school, is it quite different than the other school system?
It depends on what you're comparing it to. American, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it is. For instance, I have noticed, at least here at the university, because I have never been to an American school, so I don't exactly know the details. But here, many tests usually are multiple choice.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of them.
Yeah.
In the French system, there is no way that you're getting any multiple choice for a test.
So it's like a comprehensive.
Yeah, depending on the grade that you are in or the subject as well, the format of the exam will vary. So if it's history, for instance, during grade 11, from grade 10 to grade 12 during the high school, we have, let's say, like a question or a subject, a topic, and we have to write a whole essay about it.
I see.
Very argumentative to answer the question.
Good, good, good. Okay, moving to another point, after we heard your presentation about yourself, and I'm quite interested about 2 points. Like you said, your hobbies are drawing and singing, so I'm pretty sure at the end we will hear something from you.
Oh, also, the French system also allowed me to learn Spanish. So I'm not as fluent as in English or French, but still can handle a conversation.
In Spanish?
In Spanish.
So 4 languages.
Yeah, around
That's
that.
perfect.
I also
and what
understand.
about Turkish? Did you start?
Yeah, I have started.
Okay.
I'm learning slowly but surely.
That's perfect. So it's like language number 5.
Hopefully, yes.
Mashallah. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Zainab, speaking about Turkey as a country, I would like to know how it happened that you chosen Turkey to study in the first stage.
It wasn't planned at all. The story is a bit funny and also a little bit long, so I'm going to give you a brief version. Basically, in the beginning of the year, just so you have an idea, I wanted to go to Montreal and study architecture.
In Canada?
In Canada, yes. Well, I applied to it and I got admitted, but then I also applied for French universities. It's just that the application dates aren't, they don't take place at the same time. So in February I already knew if I was admitted or not for Canadian universities, but to know if I'm admitted in the French ones, this comes in May.
I see.
So I had really the time to make my decisions, and that was nice because I really needed that time.
In Canada, you applied for architecture.
Yes, and in France as well. Actually, I applied for architecture schools. I also applied for psychology, musicology. These were universities that were in Montpellier. Cinema. Audiovisuel et cinématographie, which means cinema and audiovisual arts in Sorbonne of Paris. I really applied in many universities just to, I don't know, give myself every option. I'm a very polyvalent person, so finding what I really wanted to do was a bit of a tough task for me because I can really do a lot of things.
Yeah, but apparently you applied for different programs and...
Yeah, and there was no link or sense in my choices. Yeah. My teachers didn't understand anything. The students, when they asked me what I applied for, it made no sense. Like psychology, architecture, and then, music.
Yes,
yeah.
Irrelevant. But still, it means that you have a personality where you have variety of talents maybe or interests, which is good. You are a rich character.
Yeah, it's an advantage.
yeah, actually it is.
But well, at the end, so I got accepted to all the colleges I applied for, so I had to choose, and I chose the ENSA de Marseille, which is a very good school of architecture in France.
Sorry, at that stage, you had no idea of applying to Turkish universities. No. At that stage,
I didn't even know that they had English programs. I didn't know anything about the higher education in Turkey and how it was like, really.
Okay.
I was very like everything about Turkey
was like
was still
out of your
unknown
plan.
part.
I mean, Turkey was at that stage out of your plan.
I wasn't even thinking about it at all. And so when I had the results for my French college's application, I decided to not go to Canada, and I chose the ENSA de Marseille because it was a way better school. We could compare it to the Harvard of architecture, for instance. So very prestigious,
high-ranking university.
So it was just for better opportunities. And for architecture, it's very important to go to workshops and conferences and all those events, and most of them were held in Western Europe, in the leading countries in this field, so Spain, Italy, and France. So going to France was just a better option. Then I went during the summer to Istanbul for the first time, just for a vacation to relax. And I really fell in love with the city.
Wow.
So many aspects. During my trip, I met some students while I was in a vinyl shop with my father. And it turned out that, like, they told me that they were from Üsküdar University. Oh, right. I took the Instagram of, like, one of the girls, so we continued chatting. And out of curiosity, I went to check the uni, and she told me that they were studying I think it was molecular biology, and one of them was computer science, but all the fields that they were studying were in English. So I was like, that's interesting. I checked out what the university proposed, and I found chemical and biological engineering in English. And the thing is, I thought about studying chemical engineering before, but I didn't. I didn't like kept this idea for a long time.
Yeah, actually,
I easily deleted it.
A little bit curious here because you mentioned 4 programs, but you didn't mention chemical engineering.
Yeah.
So among our English programs, we have 9 English programs, and we have 7 in the Faculty of Engineering. So why chemical, Zainab? I mean, it's not related to
architecture.
To architecture.
Yeah, because as I said, I was very polyvalent. In school, for instance, I was interested in social sciences and all those, let's say, social and humanitarian subjects, as much as just, hard science, such as like physics or chemistry and math. I would find interest in every subject. I think the only subject that I didn't quite like was sports. This is the only one. But as for chemistry, I thought about it while applying to colleges in France. But to apply for chemical engineering in France or just for medicine, anything related to that field, you need to take a test, which is called a PACES. Now, next year, by 2021, there will be no PACES anymore. But until this year, there is still a PACES that you need to take. So it's an exam at the end of your preparatory year, and there is a certain quota for students. So, and also the quota varies whether you're French or not.
I see.
There's less quota for international ones, obviously, which basically means that I might have 16 over 20 at that test, which is a good mark. But if I don't fall in, they will only take, let's say, the 10 first. So if I'm not ranked in the 10 first, I'm not taken.
And plus you will waste 1 year as
I'll be wasting 1 year.
And it's not guaranteed that after
it's
1
not,
year
it's
you
not
will
guaranteed.
be accepted or not. So
and,
it's a risk.
And since also like French people have a higher quota, let's say international, they would take the 10 first. For French people, the 20
Of course,
first.
the opportunities are quite less.
This is a bit unequal.
Yeah.
There's also the fact that most of the students who take the first year of medicine or just the first exam to take the PACES end up failing the test the first time, and they have to redo it again. More than 80% of them. And even the mood there. So students who are redoing it for the second time are usually going to try to not let the first year students succeed, because it's like it becomes a very it's a very unhealthy competition, because they start thinking like this person is going to take my place. So it's just people just pushing to get into the quotas.
Understood.
So I didn't want to participate to that.
Understood.
I wasn't interested in that.
So for the moment, do you think you made the right choice by coming to Turkey?
The best decision I have made.
That's cool.
Really, it's the best.
So welcome to Turkey.
Thank you.
And speaking about chemical engineering, I mean, I would like you to illustrate a little bit about the course itself. Since now you started, you observed the course content and the course curriculum for the 4 years. What are the materials you are studying in this major, since it's also related to biology? It's not only chemical engineering, it's also biological
since I'm
engineering.
still at the first semester, there is nothing way too, let's say, complicated that we are doing. I mean, the subjects that we have right now are pretty basic still. It's a bit likely to...
For sure, but I mean, have you observed the second, third, fourth
Yeah,
year courses?
yeah. If I remember, there was some engineering and I think organic chemistry somewhere. But from what I have seen, I don't remember exactly what was in the course, but it seemed to be very rich and interesting.
Okay, Zainab, based on your choice, I mean, studying chemical engineering, because you said that you also considered this program in France as well.
Oh, I didn't consider it. It was just an idea once.
But like you said, you wanted to be admitted to, I mean, you wanted this admission in the chemical engineering or medicine, but it said it's going to be a bit complicated, so you withdrew. Based on your choice now, where do you see yourself after graduation, for example? I mean, the university for sure is the door that you open to the, you know, professional career life after university, after graduation. So do you have any plans? Do you see yourself after graduation? Are you willing to go back with the certificate to Tunisia, for example, or you want to do something else?
Well, after my graduation, I'm not planning to come back to Tunisia.
I mean, it's still early to ask you,
yeah,
but
a bit, but it's all right. I'm not planning to go back to Tunisia, but if I'm being honest, I don't really know where I would be going. From my personal experience, if I could just take out a lesson is that no matter how many plans you make, if like you have a path to follow, the universe is going to manage to put you on that path. Because I wasn't planning at all to come to Istanbul. I was about to get a plane ticket. Actually, no, my plane ticket was bought to go to Marseille and study architecture.
Yeah, but now you are here.
Why? How am I here? I came, you know, I came back to Tunisia after my trip, and I still had my visa pending for more than a month. So I was like, you know what? Let me apply for that university. Why not? It was a shot in the dark. I wasn't expecting anything. And after just 4 days, I get a conditional acceptance letter. And that made me very happy. When I got that, I just ended everything. I cut the ropes with France and the university there.
And you hold it the one.
Yeah, I broke up with France. And I came to you.
Again, welcome. Well, we are proud that you are one of our new students, Zainab. Okay, Zainab, speaking about Turkey in general, Istanbul as a city, you said that once you came to Turkey, you were like asserted to the beauty or the charm of the city. Everybody says this, but you know, usually there are different standards. For example, students who are interested in Turkey, usually they go to the YouTube maybe, or check the Google and ask questions about Turkey, see all the details. But you know, always on the social media you can see things. But once you are here in Turkey, things become different. You will discover the real life of the social life in Turkey, about people, about the real things that you used to see on social media, but now this is real. How do you feel in Turkey now? What can you say for the students who are observing Turkey or planning to come to Turkey about different issues like the people, the social maybe, the society, the Turkish society, the life in general, the beauty of Istanbul?
Well, so from my experience at least, I feel like Turkey is an Istanbul, especially because I haven't visited all the cities in Turkey yet. I just know Istanbul, and I haven't seen all of it yet. I've only been here for a month. But from my point of view, Istanbul is a really great city for students. Life is cheap for an international student. Again, it depends where you come from. But as a Tunisian or for European students, life here is really, really cheap. Whether it's food, clothes, even the housing. A student can live very, very comfortably here, and it's not something that you can find in every city, especially if we're going to talk about
compared to European cities, of course, or United States,
especially
or Canada,
Western Europe, like the first group countries.
Exactly, yes, good.
So yeah, personally, you asked me also about the people.
Yeah.
I found them actually very welcoming, and even though sometimes most of the times there's a lot of language barrier, but they make an effort to understand you and what you need. So it's not like you are just trying to send a message. Everybody is trying to really communicate and make a step towards the other. So even though many people don't speak English, or just speak a really
basics.
Yeah, really just the basics.
Yeah.
Or just very little, as they say.
But you managed.
Yeah, we manage, thanks to Google Translate. Thanks to Google Translate, and also their patience. Most of them are very, very, very patient. In a restaurant, they don't always have English translated menus, but the waiter or the waitress is gonna stay with you and try to translate it to you, or try to make you understand what she means. And sometimes when I buy something and they don't know how to tell me the price in English, so the person at the cashier would just show me bills or coins just to understand.
Yeah.
I find it very nice. It's not something that you can encounter in every country. I have traveled a lot, and usually people don't have this amount of patience.
Yeah.
For just one client.
Foreigners, yes, that's true. Okay, perfect. So, moving to your hobbies.
Yes.
You said you sing.
And I paint.
You paint. So,
I
I think it's time to hear something from you.
Sure.
I'm wishing on a star to find where you are. I'm wishing on a dream to follow what it means. And I'm wishing on a star to follow where you are. I'm wishing on a dream to follow what it means. And I'm wishing all the rainbows that I see. I'm wishing all the people who really dream. I'm wishing on tomorrow rain never comes. I'm wishing on the love that we've never done. And I never thought I'd see a time where you would be so far away from home, but so far away from me. Well, just think of all the moments that we spend. I just can't let you go from me. We were mad, and I didn't mean to hurt you, but I know that in the game of loving you reap what you sow. I feel it's time we should make up, baby. I feel it's time for us to get back together and make the best of things, oh baby, when we're together. Whether or never, I feel it's time we should make up, baby. I feel it's time for us to get back together and make the best of things, oh baby, when we're together. Whether or never, I'm wishing on a star.
Wow, Zainab, this was awesome, actually, sort of professional singing. And by the way, if you haven't joined the International Students Club with this talent, you should. They organize a lot of events, and maybe some of them are singing events, so you should participate. If you are not a member, please start.
I will surely think about it.
Okay, and speaking about your second talent, which is drawing, actually I saw your paintings, and they are kind of symbolic. I mean, a lot of symbols are included. So would you like to
Yes.
explain us some photos that you drew before?
If you would like to, I don't mind.
Please.
So, which one are you interested
I mean, it's up to you to pick some photos and just show us the symbols behind these photos.
All right. So there was that painting of a hand with a rose wrapped up around it, and the thorns are really the thorns are actually really hurting that hand. It's wrapped up very, very tight, and the hand is starting to bleed. When some people saw one of this painting, they come up to me like, "What went on into your mind to paint such thing?" And I'm like, well, in fact, I was just, sleeping, and I saw it when I was dreaming. So I got up in the middle of the night to start sketching it, and I used my left hand as my model. Yeah, it was a bit complicated to make hold the sketchbook and the hand and to keep on drawing, but found a balance.
And you managed to draw this from your dream?
Yeah, I just got up right away to just not forget it. I wasn't able to sleep again if I didn't finish sketching it. So after I sketched it out, I was able to go to sleep peacefully.
Okay, but this doesn't have any impact. I mean, this photo doesn't have any impact. It's just a photo that you saw in your dream.
Well, since I saw it in a dream, Freud, Sigmund Freud, used to say that dreams are, let's say, a manifestation of your subconscious.
Yes, that's true.
So
It could
that
be.
they have,
It could
I'm
be.
not a big fan of that.
Theory.
Of most, no, I'm not a big fan of most of his theories, but that one is kind of
Convincing.
yeah, kind of convincing. I mean, it could maybe be true.
Okay, what about the other photo?
So there's another one that, there's so many paintings that I just see while I'm asleep, and I end up painting it. Yeah.
Most of them.
Maybe not most of them, but yeah. So
What about the eye?
The eye was. I didn't see that in a dream.
Okay.
So either I would convey a feeling or something like when I paint, I'm just expressing myself, expressing feelings that usually I'm not able to say with words out loud, or just I don't find any words to really express it. Sometimes.
So you just express yourself by
Exactly.
doing some
Sometimes
kind of
words
painting,
aren't enough,
which is good.
and language isn't rich enough
Which
to.
is good. I mean, relieving your inner feelings, or sometimes things that you cannot explain by just painting, is something really good, and it might. I mean,
Yeah.
it's an artificial way, so that's perfect. That's perfect. At the end of this program, I would like to thank you so much. I'm
Thank
so happy that you were our first guest in this program. We feel proud that such a brilliant and talented student is one of Üsküdar University students. And finally, I would like you to just make a statement for the students who are watching this program now, about Üsküdar University, if they have any plans, or what would you say about Üsküdar University?
Well, if they are interested in applying, I would tell them to go for it. And that the university will welcome them with open arms.
For sure, for sure, for sure. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure meeting you.
The pleasure
in
is
this
mine.
program. Thank you so much. Thank you, Zainab. Thank you.